Freedom is deceivingly obvious, isn't it? You and those around you can choose what you want to do and experience the result of those choices. At the same time, every instance described as a situation where a choice is being made can be zoomed in upon, just like a satellite camera on the internet panning in on a bird's eye view of a city. Every occurrence of a decision can be seen as an aggregation of subatomic particles that behave within the confines of very specific physical limitations, meaning all events that are choices can still be explained away through causality. All the particles are here because of a Big Bang, and they behave the way they do because of the laws observed in physical sciences. It's been well documented that electrons exist in a cloud of probability, not in a fixed position. Pictured in the image accompanying this meme are various images of electron orbitals. These pictures are meant to illustrate what electrons look like when they're interacting. They form these patterns based on the mathematically rigid boundaries I'm referring to. They are the perfect example of how freedom and determinism mesh together. The electron exists in an unpredictable probability cloud, much like freedom. Yet the cloud cannot violate the mathematical limitations governing it, very much like determinism. Anyone who notices this distinction between choice and atomic causality is forced to confront the possibility that everything perceived as choice and moral consequence might be nothing more than mere causal effects. Pointing this out doesn't mean you're trying to enslave anyone or break their free-spirited sense of independence. It just means you acknowledge that freedom and choice aren't the only explanations for why things happen the way they happen. When somebody is too hell-bent on freedom, you remind them of the deterministic counterargument. When they are hell-bent on determinism, you remind them of randomness and vague identities. And it's important to always remember that the two don't necessarily have to exist independently of each other, a position rightfully called compatibilism. But even if the freedom fighter's worst nightmare, hard determinism, proves to be true, and the universe is 100% causal, devoid of morality and phenomenon, that shouldn't stop you from entertaining the idea of freedom and trying to exercise it, even if it's just for the sake of being playful. Play along, and think of pure determinism as a magic show. The magician pulls a rabbit out of a hat. You know it's all just an illusion, but that doesn't stop you from being amused by the performance. Even if hard determinism were true, and consciousness is just an explainable phenomenon, freedom should be interpreted just like that magic show. All the choices aren't really choices, they're a really cool biological trick. And the best part of the trick, even though it's all staged and scripted, is you still don't know what the universe has in store for you tomorrow. Like that moment of anticipation in between the page flips of a suspenseful novel. You will never enjoy the magic show if you keep reminding yourself it's all an illusion. You will never enjoy the story if you keep telling yourself it doesn't matter, the script is all causal nonsense. Even if freedom is just a trick, think of it as a trick that's fun to go along with, because just sticking to the idea that it's all a Rube Goldberg domino sequence makes the show
less interesting.